Mamma mia! Welcome to Two Man, One Cigar. Today's topic is an interesting topic. A topic that people don't talk about because they probably have no experience about. And we do.
Yeah, I actually will agree that not many people talk about this topic, but it's an issue that many kids, especially close to our age in the early 20s, 18, 19, is a problem they are facing for sure, and it is.
So, what are we talking about? Well, I guess you already know that from the title, but the topic of today's discussion is moving out from your parents' house. And I don't see that happening often. And I think if we go back in time and we do some research, we will see that in the past people used to get out of house sooner than now. And with the fact of everybody being comfortable, I believe, when you grow up in a comfort zone, you don't know what it means to not be comfortable. And so you're going to teach your kids to be comfortable. And so you're not going to tell them, hey, you need to go and see the world and take risks because you have not done it yourself before. So you're not ever going to advise anyone to do it. And so it's something that is hard to do. We both did it. And we're going to share our experience in today's podcast.
Actually, before we start, let me expand the topic because I don't want to talk about the importance of moving out of your parents' house, but moving out of your home city in general. I think that this is more important because okay, you can leave your your house, your one you already live, and move to the next block. Okay, it's practically the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the concept. Again, every practical thing. Like I said, in this podcast, we discuss about the mindset behind things. And so here, the practical thing is moving out of home or out of your, let's say, block or your city. But then behind it, it's the idea of getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of what is already known from your mind. And we were talking about it with him. It's an interesting idea that you gave me because we were talking about, well, look, how long are we going to stay here in Sicily? And I was like, you know what, like we should stay for quite some time because the brain wants stability. The brain wants to find a place, find a good gym, find everything, settle down, and just adapt with it. Because I believe if you adapt with it, you get momentum faster. Instead, what you said is the opposite. You said, no, actually, we should start, and as soon as we start settling down, that's when you get comfortable, and that's when you need to change. So as soon as you start feeling comfortable, fuck off. Now, this is extreme level. We're not talking about fucking off every 2 months from your place. You're not ready for that yet. But let's talk about the main decision, because you've been living with your parents for all your life, maybe, and you're like, damn, bro, maybe I could do something. So I guess the way we can structure this is we both share our experience. First you do it, and then I do it, and then from our experience, we give some sort of guidelines that we would tell you. Of course, this is a decision that is very personal. For me, it was the best decision I ever took. For you, you will tell me soon. But it really depends. Now, don't want to give you a biased opinion. We want to give you a general overview and a different point of view from what you hear every time. Because the thing is, you're probably hearing everywhere, what, are you crazy? Like, it's not something you hear, so it's good to have a different point of view. Maybe I'm talking a bit longer, but just feel free to start sharing your experience with this.
Sure, yeah. First of all, the first time I moved out of my home city was 4 years ago. And the main reason why I moved was because I wanted to change the environment and not live with my parents anymore.
So you were 19?
Yeah, I was 19. And the reason why I did that was actually pretty fucking simple. I was just feeling too comfortable living in my parents' house. My bills were paid. I didn't have many expenses on my name. I didn't have to pay the rent. Didn't have to pay for my food. I didn't have to pay anything. So when you live in an environment of comfort, you don't push yourself to grow, to adapt to new things. You don't push yourself to make more money, to become more successful. You don't place yourself in a difficult situation. So it was more of, okay, if you live comfortable, you are okay with everything. You don't chase things. You don't have very big goals. So I decided to move out to just see what life living alone feels like, to experience all the shit where you have to make money. If you don't make money, you don't have to pay your rent. You have to pay for your own expense. You have to pay for your food. If you don't make enough money, you don't have money to go out. You don't have money to eat, and all of these different reasons. And I actually stayed in the city I moved for quite a few years. I stayed like for 2 years there until I decided to take a decision to change the country, which was a decision I took pretty much for the exact same reason. I was just too comfortable. I was working a 9 to 5. I had money to pay my bills. It was a very comfortable environment for me. So I decided to take the next step and move from Greece to Cyprus. Where in Cyprus, again, I stayed like for, don't know how it was, a little over a year. Until we decided to take the next step and leave Cyprus and come here to Sicily, again for the exact same reason. I was in an environment that I was feeling too comfortable. I had my bills paid. I was sharing my house with two very good friends of
What
mine.
do you mean you had your bills paid though? I mean, you pay the bills in this place. So why do you get, I'm asking for curiosity, why do you get comfortable in a place? I mean, you said you've been paying the bills, you're not with your parents anymore. Where does that comfort come from? Just for the fact that you've been staying in a place for longer?
No, the comfort comes from the fact that you build a pattern. You know that if you do X work, you get X amount of money. And with X amount of money, you can do X, Y, Z things. Meanwhile, if you decide to change a country, to move to another place, all of those factors now change. You may have to make more money in order to survive. The rent might be higher, or your personal expenses might be higher. So again, you have to adapt to new things and chase new goals. And for me, moving out of your place is not only about the comfort, but the fact that if you change the scene you are living, I think you stay more sharp, you become more creative, you work in a different environment, you get a chance to meet new people, to see a different culture, new opportunities may come your way. You move to another place, you meet an important person, X opportunity comes, you never know.
And by the way, little brackets, when he says sharp, it means sharp. It's just a little bit of Greek accent. So, but okay, besides that, yeah, that's interesting. And actually, I just came up with an idea, what I wanted to do later, because now we're first gonna share like the practical experience, like what you did. You said you went from one place in Greece to another, and then Cyprus, and then here. And I'm gonna say the practical things as well, like what you see from external, and then we can get in more into what we see from internal. Like, I mean, you just touched upon it, but maybe we can go a bit deeper. And I guess moving from Cyprus, where you were already without your parents, to here is not such a decision or as the first time you move out. Because once you do something one time, then you know how it works. You kind of have that thing of, well, I know it's going to be not comfortable, but I already know that, the same way it happened before, the risk that you take is something that you benefit from. So it gets a bit easier, I'd say, at least for me. Like, I have no more issues now. If I had to go to Thailand for whatever reason, I wouldn't be that afraid, because and this is another very good benefit that you get from moving out, you learn survival. I had no clue how to do anything when I was at home, because I was in my nest. So I was 18 instead, and that was October. So I was 18, almost 19, a few months before turning 19, and I actually got this idea from a mentor somehow. Now, I do believe the mentorship space in general, everything in general in this sort of personal development, is not gonna give you a truth that you don't have inside of yourself. It's just gonna help you take the truth out of you. Meaning, I already knew deep down I wanted to leave the house. That was something like I journaled about it. I planned how and when I should have done it. Something I had in the back of my mind, but I had nobody to authenticate my thoughts. Nobody to say, actually, you should do it. And maybe possibly somebody that is where I want to be. So then I had a conversation. I asked the question. I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm working hard. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But, why do some people work it that hard, like push themselves to that limit? I feel like I'm a little bit in that comfort zone where I work hard, but I don't really have reasons to bleed and to just go the extra mile every single time, because why would I even do it? I mean, I have everything I want. Why do I even want to make money? To get a good house, I already have it. I'm not even paying for it. To get good food, healthy food, I already have it. I'm not even paying for it. A good gym, I already have everything. So I'm like, why would I even work hard? And of course, you don't really have it, but like that's the thing that it looks like, because they give you stuff, and I think that is a mistake from a burden perspective to give you more than what you deserve, because I definitely didn't deserve that shit. But this is how it goes for many people in an average household, let's say. So they literally just told me like, okay, move out. Simple as that. And for me, it was fun. The first time I heard that, I probably laughed. I was like, yeah, I mean, move out. What do you mean by that? Like, I just started uni. And he's like, quit. And, my parents want me to do that. He's like, quit. And this is simple as that. Just leave, quit. Doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure if it will work. Just say they're going to go for a small vacation and then you will see. And it's a very hard decision because, of course, the moment I move out, of course, I wanted to have that permanent, but I was like, I don't know, maybe something's going to go wrong. And if I tell them it's going to be permanent, then, I mean, with what sort of courage I would be calling them and be like, hey, ma'am, I actually finished my money, can I come back? Which would have been more of an embarrassment for me than for them. It's something I have more in my mind. Like, they would probably be happy to hear that. And I'm sorry, that will never happen. So, I did it. I decided to do it, and I decided very fast. I'm a person that used in the past. Never label yourself with what you don't want to be. I used to be very slow thinker, very indecisive, making a decision and then changing that decision. So this time I'm like, bro, I need to really change in my life, and even the fact of being 18 really gave me that flip of the switch. I'm like, bro, I'm on. Like, I say that all the time. There were emperors, you fucking Greek, so you know that better. How many emperors, started, like, had half of the earth when they were 14. So I'm like, why am I fucking 18, too lazy to not even be able to wake up at 8? And so I decided to do that, and decided to do that fast. Probably within 1 week I already booked the flight, and I didn't know where to go. I just had a few countries in mind. I had Budapest is not a country. I had Hungary, I had Romania, and I had Cyprus in the back of my mind, or just some islands like Cyprus or Malta. Then I probably chose Cyprus just because I spoke with you. Like, I was gonna go to Romania, but then I found a nice place in Cyprus. Not very nice with hindsight. And I just booked the flight fast, and my parents were shocked. I mean, because I remember I told them Saturday I wanted to do that, and the thing is, I don't know why I set myself the goal of booking the flight on Sunday, and on Sunday I tried to talk with them to finish, our discussion, but they were not in the mood to talk about it, and so I had to follow my goal anyway, and I booked that anyway. So that was a bit, But the thing is, they're never gonna understand, and I don't believe they're gonna understand most of the cases. And the thing is, you gotta do it anyway. They're not gonna like it, and this is part of it. Now, this is a very, very hard thing. There's a lot to talk about in this topic. I know I'm talking a lot, but I could talk for 5 hours straight about this. So many hard decisions, going against everything and everybody, and nobody understanding this. Sometimes not even yourself. And that's the main thing. Like, you want to question yourself because like everybody's saying something, and as sure I am about my thoughts, if you have the whole world telling you another thing, it's like, man, I mean, am I actually, I don't know,
Going
it's
to
just,
benefit out of it.
I know I'm right, but still, it's hard to just be sure that you are, because you're against everybody. And you just gotta be very brave to make a decision like that. So everybody was disappointed. Like that was it. That was disappointment in their eyes, not just my parents, but even my grandparents. I saw disappointment. They were not sad that I left. They were ashamed that I left. They were disappointed of me as being their son. Literally stuff like that. So this is a different thing, and it's hard. But again, this is part of life. And disappointment, just because of course it's just the first part of a long journey that if you want to take it, you want to take it. And you just, maybe sometimes they're going to be disappointed, and then maybe they're going to be like, oh damn, you saved my life, and you're going to be the person that you actually want to become. But either way, you need to understand that you don't have to depend too much on what people think, because that changes a lot.
Yeah, and it's actually something something very interesting. You said that literally everyone is going to prevent you from taking a decision like this one, not only your family. Maybe your friends, your relatives, everyone close to you is going to tell you, oh, why are you going to do that? What if X, Y, Z thing goes wrong? What if this place is not safe? What if anything happens to you? Literally everyone is going to be against you taking that decision. But this is the exact reason why you want to take it. You don't want to listen to people who are not exactly where you want to be yet. I don't want to say that they don't know, or sometimes they don't understand. It's okay. They might be grown in a different era. They have different opinions. They have access to different information that they didn't have in their age. So it's absolutely okay that they don't understand. They don't have to understand.
And this is the soft point of view. The hard point of view is you want to be the top 1%. That means that which is not even 1%. People say 1%, it's just 0.01% probably. So if you want to be the top 0.01%, chances are your parents are not in that 0.01% as well. So they will never understand it.
But that doesn't mean that necessarily you have to disrespect them in any sort of way. Just that they don't understand for X, Y, Z reason. Different era, they're grown differently, different occasions, different information. Not saying to disrespect them for their opinions, but sometimes they, even though they want the best of you, the things they're going to say will not be the best option for you, for your character, for your personal development. So you shouldn't disrespect them, but I'm not saying that you should do everything they say, literally.
Yeah, that's interesting, and that's true. And the problem is that sometimes, again, for the fact that they feel too entitled and whatever, you just gotta understand. Maybe I was unlucky, I had bad circumstances, and they were very, very much against that, like, very much. And but you want to be prepared to do it no matter what they say. And so you might be like, okay, but how do I do it if they don't want to? Like, I mean, they're my parents after all. Well, again, you want to be prepared to do that no matter what. So first, it's your decision, because that's another thing. So many people at that age, they rely a lot on their parents to make decisions. They are very reliant on them. I saw people 18, 20 that are still, share share their location to their parents, and maybe their parents check where they go from the location of their phone and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, they're your parents, but like you're of age, like you're 18 plus or 21, depending on where you are. But bro, like you can make your own decisions, and you have to make your own decisions. So you make your own decision. Do you want to do that? Yes or no? And then when you go there, you already have something in mind that you want to do. And that's the thing. When I was telling to them, I was like, as soon as I said that, they were 100% against that. But of course, I mean, before booking the flight, I at least wanted to get their approval. Not necessarily that they agree with me, but at least be like, okay, I understand that you're gonna go, and I don't like it, but I accept it because you're my son. That's what I was trying to get in a conversation, but I didn't. and it was literally like me trying to talk to them, and they're like, what the fuck do I have to talk about? You already decided. And I did. So it sounds bad, and they're gonna be hurt by that. But this is, I guess, one of the many prices of it.
Yeah, this is how things go many times. But for sure are going to prevent you from it. They say that many things can go wrong. They care for your safety, obviously. I don't want to disrespect them or say that they don't care about me or anything similar. But it's okay. Sometimes we don't have to solely rely on them or listen to 100% of the things they say.
Even if this episode might be a bit long, the decisions like that seem so complicated. But usually, I think the most complicated decisions are the ones that should be the easiest ones. Meaning, if you're thinking to do something like that, there has to be a strong reason inside of you. For me, there was a strong drive that wants me to succeed. And for such a strong reason, then even if it sounds like a decision that is harder to make, it was actually easier for me to decide on a hard decision than on an easy decision. For example, when I say sometimes I'm not sure about what to choose, like for example, let's say this cup is yellow and this is blue, and maybe in the classroom you ask me which one do you want, I would think a lot about it. Why? Because yeah, the color is different, but it's not that different. Like, it's similar stuff. So for something like this, that looks like a huge decision, I could choose it like that because I know what I want, and because it's such a strong drive of like, I definitely want this because it's so different from that, and because the change is big, and therefore you should know what you want. Now, of course, people are in different circumstances. For example, we did that when we were young. I was 18, you were 19, and I guess many people at that age, they study and shit like that. Of course, we're going to talk about uni another time, but I mean, I guess, is that for everybody? Is it like, would you recommend that to everybody?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, even if you don't care that much about your chasing crazy goals or becoming crazy successful, even the fact that you will gain some experiences, you will have some stories to say, it will help you become a more interesting person in general. For example, you go to a different country, you don't speak the language they speak, you have no idea where to navigate, you don't know the place, you feel lost. All of that will help you gain experiences and stories that can make you a more interesting person.
I'm not sure about that. What I mean by this is that the answering to the question, is moving out for everybody, is a little bit like answering to the question, can everybody be rich? And my answer would be, anyone could be rich, but not everyone can be rich. What I mean by that is, does anyone have the potential to become rich? Yes. But then so many people don't use it, and this is a factor that means not everybody can do it. I don't believe everybody can do it. Everybody could potentially do it, but we know that in the entropy of the universe, some people are going to use the potential, some people are not. And it's not going to happen. Even also because it's impossible. Because money, it's not something that you make. People don't make money. People take money from other people. So if everybody's rich, nobody's rich, right? Because if everybody becomes a millionaire, then being a millionaire is the new brokey. And the person that works a little bit harder, let's say everybody starts working harder to 10 out of 10, then the new 10 out of 10 will become 20 out of 10, meaning the standards raise. And so it's natural selection. I mean, the word is harsh and the truth is like this. Like you said the other day, kill or get killed, something like that. The concept of winning is related with the concept of losing. You don't win a race if somebody else is not losing the race, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I link this with that because, I mean, some people that are just NPCs, it's not who you are, but it's about who you want to be. Now, I believe not everybody should make this decision, but if you're watching this video, everybody watching this video should. Because if you are at this point, then that means that this stuff is just somewhere behind you and like inside of you. You don't find it. Maybe it's gonna be hard because you're not in the environment to take that spirit inside of you and find it and grow it. But if you're watching it, it means that there has to be something inside of you. But then normal person going to uni and having the highest ambition of having a 9 to 5, I mean, they would probably get fucked by life.
Yeah, get fucked, but life is you can't be average in today's world. You can't work just a 9 to 5 and grow a happy family, have enough money to make your family happy. That thing, I think, that no longer exists. In order to, we can see it from our parents as well. They work a 9 to 5. They struggle to pay their bills. They struggle to keep money to go out, to go on a vacation. Maybe they save enough money just to go one vacation per year. It's not like they live a very comfortable life, even they work a 9 to 5, and even though they try to live a comfortable life.
Yeah, and we both agree that this is shit. But even if we do, like, we have to be aware. A lot of people do that. A lot of people live that life. I'm sure they will continue living this life in the future. And so I'm not sure everybody should do it, but again, everybody watching this video for sure. And then the people that shouldn't do it are the people that are too weak to even, listen to us.
No, even in that case, even if you are too weak to take a decision, that's the exact reason why you should take that decision, because decision you're going to be scared to take, you're going to be afraid. This by itself is enough for you to take that decision. Just because it's difficult, just because you are scared, you need to get out of your comfortable zone and take that decision just because it's difficult, even though you're not sure if you're going to benefit out of it or not.
Yeah, I mean, this is a strong decision. So it's either for strong people or for weak people that want to get strong. But weak people that want to remain weak, then, I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah, from that
That's
point,
what
yeah.
I mean. But yeah, I mean, the fact that I was afraid is the fact that the reason why I wanted to do it. But some people are just afraid and then they just don't think. And they don't, okay, I don't even consider it. But those people don't even get to the point of considering that, to the point of, okay, maybe I can be the person that can be on that side of the screen and be the person doing it, and then making a video after 4 months where he talks about this. But if you see yourself becoming that person, then you should do it, yes. Everybody should do it. Even paradoxically, 9 to 5er, the most average person in the world would probably benefit from it. Even if you were a piece of shit and you have nothing going on in your life, you travel, at least you have more languages that you are more interesting, and you are a foreign person, so even if you want to stay comfortable, like, you will learn something. You will have to, because you will have to go to your 9 to 5 and speak a different language, and you will have to adapt, even if you don't want to. Okay, let's actually start the role play. I will ask you, okay? So, George, I really want to move out, but, I mean, what if I fail?
If you fail on what?
What if, the business I want to start doesn't work? And I'm back to the starting point, and the money's finishing, I only have 1 month in the bank, and I don't know what to do.
Then okay, worst case scenario, everything goes wrong and you just return back to where you were before. So what, you just gain the experience and you return back to your old lifestyle. Nothing changes at the end of the the end of the year, or at the end of the time you will return back.
Yes, but, I mean, if I leave, it's because I want to leave, not because I want to come back. So shouldn't I wait until I'm sure that I'm financially stable to leave?
Not necessarily. Obviously, if you have more money under your name, you will be more safe to travel. But just by going there and experiencing and going through that phase, worst case scenario, everything goes wrong, you run out of money, your business fails, and you return back to your hometown, to your place, you work a 9 to 5, you make some money, you take the risk again, you see again if it works. There is no worst case scenario. You have literally nothing to lose.
Yeah, but I don't want to come back to my parents.
Yeah, okay, you go and you try your best to not come to your parents.
What if it doesn't work again? Like, I'm afraid it will not work.
So would you prefer to take a decision having in your mind that it might not work or to not take it in the first place.
I don't know. I
The
guess.
worst case scenario of taking a decision is the life you're already living.
Yeah, but like, I know people here just have, for example, the fact that they pay for my meals, it means that I can focus on business. And if I leave, then my priority will not be business anymore, it will be to survive. And I will not even, probably will just decrease my productivity.
Depends, because this is exactly one thing that helped me benefit the most. The fact that because I shoot my shot and I had to hit the target, it's the exact same reason why I hit the target, because there was no other option for me. I either do this or I fail. So this gave me the motivation in order to try my best to shoot my shot and to actually succeed in taking a shot. So you can see it as a source of motivation to help you that, okay, if it doesn't go well or if X, Y, Z things happen, then okay, I fail. So this is the exact same reason why you will try your best in order to avoid failing.
Yeah, but my parents say that this is just a stupid choice and I should keep my money for the future. Maybe when I actually want to buy a house or, do that seriously.
Yeah, if that's what you see yourself in after 5, 10 years, then stay here and don't move out.
Okay, but I want to do it, I just don't know. Like, I guess my parents told me I shouldn't do it and I should focus on studying and, living with them.
Depends on where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years. Do you want to, if you were to see yourself in the next 5 years, how would you want that guy to look like? To live with your parents, to have a degree and work a 9 to 5?
No,
If that's
but
what,
I just want to make money, but I mean, what does that have to do with living with my parents?
yeah, it's what I told you, that the fact that you live in a comfortable environment right now and you know that, okay, if I don't close your client or if I don't make enough money out of XYZ thing, nothing happens. I will still have my bills paid, I will still have a house to sleep, I will still have food on my table. So, okay, nothing goes wrong. So you're not motivated to try hard enough in order to make money or to close a client. So it forces you to succeed. There is no other option. Because right now, if you live with your parents, you're okay. If I don't close or if I don't make XYZ amount of money the next month, okay, nothing happens. So you're not motivated to succeed or to reach your goals or to do anything.
But I guess if I work X hours per day and I work X hours per day there, what is the difference? I mean, motivated or not? Isn't that just about, doing the stuff I have to do?
It has, yeah, I mean, like, if you see it from that point of view, if you think that if you will stay in a comfortable environment and you put XYZ amount of work and you will get the benefit out of it, then yeah, it might be a benefit from you. But from my personal experience, I would tell you that you're not going to put the same amount of work or you're not going to be the same person. Because what I told you that you are comfortable, you're not going to push yourself, you're okay. So what? Why should I wake up at 7, 8, 9 a.m. if nothing changes at the end of the
Okay,
day?
but, all my friends are here.
And so what? You want to stay with your friends or you want to chase your goals? Or
I
are
mean,
you...
why do I have to choose? I'm already choosing my goals and I'm, seeing my friends in the weekend.
Sure, yeah. Are your friends the type of person you want to hang around with? Are those persons your ideal network? Are those persons the...
They're not the people I want to become like, but I guess just the fact of hanging out with them just makes me, relax for a while on the weekend so that then I work.
So you think that if you go to another place you won't find friends or you won't find ways to relax or enjoy some time of work?
I don't know, it's just, I mean, why would I find new friends if I already have them?
In order to practice your communication skills, in order to learn new people, in order to see new things. You can find friends anywhere, you can find place to chill out or to go out literally everywhere in the world.
Okay, but I have a girlfriend.
Then okay, stay with your girl and be a loser.
What do you mean be a loser? She supports me.
How is supporting you? What do you mean she's supporting me? Supporting you in what aspect?
She says that if I make money, I can bring her to Dubai with me.
Is she supporting you to become a better person?
I mean, she's just making me feel better.
Making you feel better?
I
How?
love her.
Okay, so you love her, and what is love? What is love if you can't provide for her, if she doesn't
She loves
forces
me
you to?
anyway. The money is not everything.
What do you mean that money is not everything? How will you go out with your girl if you don't have money to go out with your girl?
She loves me, but just, ask my parents.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to go against that. Both your girl and your family, they love you, they want the best out of you. But do you want to take a decision just because they love you and they told you to take it?
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't want me to leave. She said that, of course, it's so stupid. And of course, she will leave me.
No, no, if that's what it says, you have to choose. Either I leave the place I am right now in order to become a better person, in order to adapt to new things, or I stay with my girl that loves me in a comfortable environment and I become just an average person.
Yeah, but I love her, and I love my parents. I mean, why can't... I'm afraid. Like, yes, if I become successful, it's worth it, but what if I don't? I will fuck up everything and come back with nothing. So yeah, I will lose my girlfriend, I will lose my friends, I will fuck up my relationship with my parents, and all of that.
First of all, you're not going to fuck your relationship with your parents because they will always be there for you. They always will care for you, no matter where you go or no matter if you fail or not. So that doesn't practically exist now. The fact that you will lose your girl, it's okay. It's a price you paid in order to take a risk.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you think that you will become a better person if you take the decision that your girlfriend told you to make?
I don't know.
What do you think is going to benefit you the most? Taking the decision of staying with where you are right now with your girl and your parents, or going somewhere in a completely different country even, and even meeting a new girlfriend or meeting new friends or even starting an XYZ different business? You're afraid? What is that you're afraid
I don't
practically?
even really know how to speak English, so...
Yeah, that actually can be a roadblock. I can see exactly what you mean. It's preventing you from moving a country. So, do you think that if you go somewhere and you don't know English, you are going to die or something? Or you're not going to figure out a way to survive? Or even you go there, you won't be able to learn English and communicate with other people?
Okay.
And even that thing is an experience by itself. Just to talk for myself, when I came to Italy to the airport, almost no one there speaks English. Practically all, like the percentage of people that speak English is like 0.05% of the Italian population.
That's not true. They know it. It's just, I don't know. The old people maybe forget it because they don't speak it. But they learn it at school. Very basic. But anyway. Yeah, so I'm out of the role playing. It's just for me hard to give you objections because I agree with you. So it's kind of like, I know what you're saying.
It's like arguing with yourself.
But, I mean, I try to think of what I would say in the past. And again, honestly, all the answers to whatever the fuck you have in mind are simple answers. This is all simple shit. Like, we didn't say anything crazy logic. Again, entrepreneurship, or however you want to call it, personal development, simple stuff done with courage. I mean, this is not like mathematics that you need to solve crazy logic problems that you need to find a way. No, this is easy shit. and that's what actually works best. So again, sometimes again you don't need to be that smart to actually win.
And it's actually very important to learn to take decisions fast, like that. You don't have to overcomplicate, to think too much about it. Let's say you won't take a decision. You sit down, you see that, okay, if I do this, I have to do X, Y, Z thing. If I don't do this, I will do X, Y, Z other thing. Which will benefit me the most? Okay, this will benefit me the most. I take that decision. It's literally that simple. There is no decision you should take in your life that should last more than 1 hour to decide if you should take that decision or not. Things are more fighting simple than one we think, and we as humans we tend to overcomplicate things for no reason, and we tend to be slow in making decisions or anything else.
One question: did you ever look back, or did you ever regret it?
Ooh, many times.
Really?
Many times when things were not going well, I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should go back to my parents. Maybe I should go back to my 9 to 5. All of those thoughts have crossed my mind numerous times. I'm not gonna lie, numerous times. But I just kept doing it because I was believing in myself. Had the confidence. I knew that I was able to do it. And this is exactly why I did it, even though I had those second thoughts.
That's interesting. I never looked back. Like ever since I left, I just yeah, I never ever looked back. But like maybe it's just different, different contexts and stuff. But just such a good decision, and sometimes I think people don't realize the power of a small decision taken with courage. Think about how many things happen that would have not happened if you didn't do this first thing. I don't know how to say that, but everything else builds up on the prior things you've done. For example, this is my life. Every single thing is a new thing. For example, me designing a podcast looks like a decision in and of itself. Me meeting you, me talking to you, me having an international agency, they all look decision by themselves. If I just take off one block, one little piece of the whole thing, let's say it's a pyramid, I just take off something at the basics and everything falls. I just take off speaking English. Everything in my life would not be where it is right now. And it's the same thing with leaving my home. That little thing in and of itself, which already had a benefit in and of itself for the fact that, again, we talked about gaining courage, getting out of the comfort. This is just the beginning. Like, this was nothing compared to everything that came later. And God, or whatever you think, rewards the people that are brave and the people that do that. And from moving out, first of all, I discovered about Cyprus, which has so many opportunities for business. Second of all, I don't know, I met new people. You that now when we share practically everything. And that was kind of my dream. Now it looks a bit gay, honestly. But like it was kind of like a good thing that I wanted, to find someone on my same mission. And finding someone that wants to work hard like you want and has sort of the same goals, that feels good. And everything else, it's a domino effect. You do, well, sort of like not domino in the sense that everything falls and goes bad, but everything goes better and better. What do you think? Like, do you experience the same thing? Like, something that started from your previous decisions, maybe?
For sure, yeah. And even the slightest, smallest decision you can make, it can lead you to a completely different path. You never know. Even, I mean, like, for example, when you decide to go to an X place or a Y place, let's just give a practical example. Tonight we want to go to a club to hang around. Okay, if we won't go to this club and we go to another club, we might meet a business owner who owns a very big business, who wants someone for his marketing. And then you never know, we might sign him as a client. Opportunities can come even from the slightest decisions you can make.
Imagine, you know, I remember I went to Cyprus. I was at the gym. A person started talking to me, and he started asking questions about me. I told him about my story, and he said, "Damn, like you're very brave. I would like to start a business as well." And I asked a few things about him, not many because it's easy to understand an average person. Yeah, I'm 23. I'm at uni. I'm studying, but I'd like to start a business though. So I'm like, bro, if you want to do it, imagine not doing that. Not doing that. Imagine staying in your place where you are, getting to 30, 23, 24, whatever it is, and one day you're at the gym, you meet a person, you hear that they're speaking English and you are in Italy, or you are wherever else in your place with your parents, and you talk to them and they tell you that they did the exact same things that you wanted to do but you didn't do. I can imagine, how did you feel to feel like the faggot at that gym that said, "Oh, I wish I could start a business, but it's too hard." But I'm studying marketing. I'm like, okay, bro, I have a company in marketing. I'm 19, bro, and like feeling from his side, that's the price of regret. You know, there's a price to success and a price to regret. So you choose what price you want to pay. That's it.
For sure, it's a very interesting thing. You said that everything comes with a price.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the easiest way to select people that actually want to do shit or not, and this is something I'm applying to myself a lot, is something that you said very well before. It's one of the best ways to handle objections. I say, but I'm not really whatever objection, and you just be like, okay, then don't do it. I tell that to myself every day. I don't want to wake up. I just think with myself, okay, then don't wake up, stay in bed. I'm like, okay, no, I cannot let that happen. And same thing. I'm afraid to move out. Okay, don't move out. Stay home, stay comfortable, and live that life. Now, if you're serious, you're gonna be mad at me telling you this, because it's gonna pull your drive and be like, no, bro, I cannot let that happen. So you sort of this is a good way of handling objection, maybe also in sales, because you understand if they're serious, they're gonna self-handle their own objection. When you told me, then don't do it, I said, no, but I actually want to do it. But that comes out of my mouth, not yours. So I cannot tell you what to say. I can just help you think better. So you want to do it, do it. You don't want to do it, then stay a loser. So the improvement are spiritual, financial, mindset. Again, you learn survival. Like I didn't know how to do shit because I was given everything, and I had some conversation with my parents. They're like, "Why do you want to do that?" And I was trying to explain. Well, for example, I want to become independent. Independent in what way? I mean, I tell you every day that you should clean, and you never do it. That's what my parents told me, and stuff like that. Or, well, I want to become independent, not in the sense that I necessarily need to clean, which maybe also might be a point. Independent in the sense that I can, become successful and then hire a good maid to do that for me. That, for example, that would have been the answer inside my mind. Or they were like, well, okay, if you want to become independent financially, then just, start paying for the rent of this house. If you really want to pay, we will make you pay for it. Like, this is stupid shit, so I don't think there's even any reason to argue about this. And, they were like, okay, if you really want to do it, why Cyprus? Why that fucking island in the middle of nowhere? I don't even know where it is. Why not? And they're like, well, stay in Italy, you don't even know Italy. I'm like, no, Italy is fucked right now. And they're like, well, how do you know? You never explored it and shit like that. But the thing is, of course, I couldn't say that, but like, it's the environment. Like you said, just get out of it completely. Completely different thing.
So yeah, take a decision, don't overcomplicate things. Think of where you are right now, simply the person you want to become. Think what decision will help you become that person. And yeah, just move. Take a decision fast. Don't overcomplicate shit.
One more thing though. I mean, also there's finances. I mean, I remember in the past when I was choosing whether to do that, I was like, I was watching videos and some guys said if you move out, you should have at least 12 months of rent in your bank saved up. So just to have a safety net, that kind of shit. Now, my idea about this is that this is the exact point that we said. You don't want to have a safety net, otherwise you're fucking staying here with your parents. So that's the exact same reason why you're moving out, to not have the safety net. So you don't need 12 months in your bank. But now I'm starting talking about finances because is there like a minimum of finances that you need to have? Of course, you can't move out if you have zero. You don't even have the money for the flight. So how much do you really need in order to move out?
Practically very small amount. The first time that I moved out of my home city, I literally left with zero money. When I say zero, I mean practically zero. I didn't have €1 in my name.
Really?
So 100%. And I just moved to another city. I found a very good friend of mine.
How
He
did you
hosted
even
me
go there? Like, if you had no money.
with a friend of mine, with a car. I spoke with a friend of mine. He was living in that home city, so we went together. I stayed at his house for the first couple of months. I found a job in the meantime. I got some money. Then I moved on to my own place.
This is very interesting. And so it's zero. You had zero. That's
Zero,
crazy.
literally, it's not even €1. I couldn't even take the bus to go to the other city. I literally had to talk to my friend to take him with me.
Okay, but what if you don't have a friend? Like, I probably, if I had zero, I had some money. If I had zero, I probably would have had no one to call.
Yeah, I can see the point, but again, you don't need a very huge amount of money, just the money to go to that place, or even if you don't have the amount of money, to find a way to go to that place. And from there, it's very easy to survive. Very easy. It's not easy, but you can make it work everywhere, no matter who you are, no matter what you are doing.
Yeah, honestly, I believe, first of all, it's very rare that people at this age, I mean, in your case, I don't know why the fuck, but it's very rare that people don't have anything saved up. Like, I know many people that at this age, they have a few thousands in the bank. I have a friend that has money saved and they're just afraid to spend it, or their parents have that money for them. I'm like, what the fuck, man? The first thing I did when I was 18, open my bank account the next day, and maybe more than one. I don't give a fuck. To all my money, put them in my bank. But so that's the first thing. But then even if you had zero, and whatever currency you're in, if you just work, like for example, for 1 month, let's say you need a plane ticket, you work for 1 month, or work in any way, like whatever is the easiest ways, side hustle just to get some money in, sell some clothes on Vinted, or just work at McDonald's for a month, or if you're a freelancer, just do some extra work. Just find some things to do and text us so that you can edit our videos, and we're gonna pay you something for the podcast to edit. But besides this, there's some ways to make money. If you can't find it, just spend 5 minutes thinking how to find it, and you're gonna find it. It's not gonna be that hard. And like he said, you don't really need a lot. And I think if you don't have a friend to call, you just need 1 month. 1 month a friend would be enough. And if you're fucked, just you will find a job. Whether that's online or that's like you can't find a job. I think it's better to find a job than to go back to your parents if you make a decision like this. Now, this is not what you want to do. You might be like, okay, man, but I'm doing this to become an entrepreneur, not to go work a 9 to 5 because I can't pay my rent. But it's the same thing as you said. First of all, you learn survival, and second of all, yes, maybe you will have less time, but the drive will be different. You will be doing that not just because you're having fun. One more thing I want to say, which actually really motivated me, or just made me think that this is what I wanted to do. I thought, what a fucking boring life would I have? No, for real. Because I'm like, okay, what do I want in life? Is that money what I want? Imagine this. Okay, at 50 years old, I look back and I write a book about my life. Okay, this is David, and I was 18. I was living with my parents, and I focused on the agency while I was going at uni 1 hour a day, and I was studying another hour per day. And everything was going good, and everything kept going good. I started making cold calls, signing clients, and this and that. And then when I got to 10K a month, I started moving up. How easy of a fucking life? How boring is it? And there's no ups and downs and that kind of shit. How many times, like, the guy asking people, have you ever been broke before? The guy interviewing rich people. How many people fucking say yes? So this is ups and downs. That's the good part about it. So I thought, man, if I make money before I even leave, before I even live an experience, that would be so fucking boring. Man. There would be nothing interesting. Just a random guy that made some money. Instead, now a random guy that then decided to fuck off and put himself in hard situations and then become tougher, stronger in everything. That's better because it's not just about the money, or even all you do in the back end, becoming the person that is successful also in the way of making money. So money is just about the person that you are, and you attract the money that you deserve, or some sort of way. So it's linked to money, but it's not the main reason. money is a consequence. I read a biography about Elon Musk, and Elon Musk said like money was never a problem to me. I always attracted money because of the person I am. So that kind of shit.
For sure. And one thing I want to add to everything you said, that you need to go through seeds and the down phase in your life in order to appreciate everything later. Because everything is easy, then you don't appreciate it. Meanwhile, if you go through a phase where you don't have money to pay the rent, where you don't have money to eat, then first of all you will be more motivated and you will appreciate everything a lot more.
Yeah. So yeah, just one way you can look at that is just think in the future, if I were to write a book about my life, what decision would I make the book interesting? Do you want to live a comfortable life or an interesting life? Because sometimes, the best books or the best movies are those the movies where everything is going good. Have you ever watched a movie or a series where everything was starting to go too good and it was boring? That's life. And I mean, comfortable is boring. And sometimes pain is a good thing, and same thing for being uncomfortable. I think we can wrap it up. Anything else?
No, for sure. I think we covered everything.
All right. See ya.